So let me first go over all the pieces and then I'll show you how it goes together along with a few different options along the way. So here's all the pieces that are included. I'll start on the bottom and I'll go around counterclockwise here. So right here we've got the 4 cross pieces that go on the sign here. I'll show you how that goes in just a moment. Then we've got the sold sign that goes on the top. And let me just talk about that for a minute. You can either engrave the word sold here, or you can just cut the rectangle out and then cut out the SOLD as separate letters and glue them on there like you'll see here in this example. Either one works great, just depends on what you want to do. The next piece here is the fence that holds the business cards to stand up. Then we've got one of the base options, and there's another base option over there. This base option is just a simpler one. That's a 2-layer base. You just simply line up the holes there and use it that way. Or I'll jump over to this one. You can also, it's a larger base option where again you line up the holes there, and then you can engrave whatever you like there as a message that goes in front of the business card. So that's another cool option. Either base works, just depends on what you prefer for the look there. And then what we have here is we got the centerpiece, which is the house. And then you've got some 3-dimensional pieces that you can glue on. So these score lines, and make sure in the setup when you do this that you score the right pieces. In fact, I'll show you a picture of what it looks like right here. Make sure that you can cut everything except for these particular lines right here that you want to make sure that you score. If you cut these, you're going to be a little disappointed, so make sure that you choose score on these. So let me show you how this goes. You can just simply line it up right there, glue them on using the score lines as a guide. This piece goes here, and then the top part with the chimney there goes right there. Glue those on like that. I'll set those off to the side because I won't be able to balance them anyway. And then you take the base that you choose. If it's this one, for example, the house goes right in like this, just like that. And then the sign will go in the back hole right there. And then the way that these pieces work is pretty straightforward. Let me show you here a little closer. Move that out of the background. So all of these 4 pieces are cut exactly the same, and they're going to line up on the right side here. You'll just mirror it, line it up just like that, so it mirrors the piece behind it, just like that. And then on this piece, let me turn it over so you can see it this way a little better. On the back side, you're going to line it up where it's centered vertically, just like this. So you've got half of it on the top, half of it on the bottom there, and then it's going to line up right like that on the end, and it's going to mirror it perfectly on the end right like that. That way, when you take the other piece and you glue it the exact same way like this, and you can use clamps, of course, to make this hold in place when you get it where you want it while the glue dries. Then if you do it like this, it's going to create a channel there and underneath, so that when you slide the sold sign in like this, it's gonna sit properly there. And then the other set is going to create a set of slots for the card to sit in as well. So of course I'm not gonna be able to hold this like this, but you'll see what I mean. Then this one here lines up with the bottom of this right here. And then the other piece goes on just like that. And when you do that, it creates, again, a channel right there for the cards to go in. Once that glue is dry, then you're welcome to put this right in here into the base, just like that. Of course, it's not going to stay very well at the moment, but it would stay just fine. And then your fence goes right there, just like that. So let me give you another couple little tips about this. So in the file that you're getting, the slots are measured just to fit this particular MDF here really nicely. Of course, as usual, with any file, you're going to measure your materials with your calipers, and then you're going to adjust the slots if needed. One little tip I'll let you know is, if you measure your slots for the MDF like this, and then you paint the MDF, you have made it thicker because it has paint. So make sure that you either make the slots a little looser so that it accommodates for when you have the paint, and that's why mine is loose right here, because I made this particular one that's in front of me here a little looser so that I could then paint it. Just make sure that you remember that you're going to have to accommodate for that if you want to. You can make this out of MDF and paint it. You can make these out of colored acrylic. do all different kinds of things that you might like there, because there's a lot of different options that look great. But when you get all done, it's going to look something like this. Of course, hopefully you will have painted it, because it'll look a lot better if you paint it. But it'll look something like this if you use this particular version here. Again, you've seen the samples that I've made. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. As with any project, feel free to use whatever material you want, and I'd love to see what you guys come up with and how it ends up. If you have any questions, let me know. Send me a message on Facebook or via email. I'd love to help you. But share some photos of what you guys make. I'd love to see them. Have fun with this, and until then, I will see you in the next one.